Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read this article, and it's unbelievable. NBC News, up to 15,000 Americans remain in Afghanistan. Fox News, Biden says as many as 15,000 Americans looking to flee the country. Now, what was the point? Here's a question for anyone that says, well, this is Trump's fault, which I don't know how anyone could possibly say that. It's Biden's administration, and he decided to move the timeline from May 1st, 2021 to September just to spite Trump. And on January 20th of 2021, on January 20th, he was officially, the inauguration took place. He was inaugurated, and he was president. January 21st, January 21st, he should have simply stated, okay, we're going to begin the removal of Americans so 15,000 don't have to flee for their lives once the adversaries in that country completely take over. And these people are not known for their, the adversarial group itself is not known for compassion, to say the least. So why didn't he simply, I'm trying to explain this in very simple terms for wonderful, morally superior Democrats who think that Trump is a despot and a tyrant, an authoritarian. What Biden's administration did is to spite Trump, simply to do something that was the opposite of what he negotiated. They unleashed this catastrophe, this disaster upon everyone, including the people, including the good people, the wonderful people who deserve to become citizens, the interpreters, the Afghans that helped us for 20 years. It's like there are so many people who needed time, who needed to get out of that country. 15,000 Americans now. And why couldn't he have simply started the process on January 21st? You would have had the rest of January, February, March, April, and then May 1st was the negotiated deal. It wasn't a matter of the withdrawal. It wasn't a matter of leaving. That wasn't the issue. The issue wasn't leaving. The issue was the manner in which we left. The hurried, completely irresponsible, petulant manner that Biden's administration decided to leave, which was basically no plan at all, because they did away with, they completely threw Trump's negotiated deal into the garbage, simply to say, look, we're not going to give him any victory at all. We're gonna take the victory, the political victory of leaving that country, but you know what? We're gonna move it to September for no reason at all, when it was negotiated by everyone there and sanctioned by the UN Security Council. Even the adversaries said, okay, we'll give you till May 1st. We won't do anything. And once Biden decided to ignore all of that, well, then you had problems. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're almost at 184,000 subs. The best thing you could do if you enjoy this channel, you enjoy my work, if you can tell one or two people, 2 or 3 people this week about this channel, that would be fantastic. Let's get to 200,000 subs. If you know 2 or 3 people who would enjoy my work and my viewpoints, that would be absolutely fantastic. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, the super thanks is below right next to the like and the share buttons. And if you want to support my work long-term, my Patreon is below in the pinned comment, and also on hagoodman.com. You could You could read my writing there in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, and other publications. You can see my debates as well. There's no reason, ladies and gentlemen, and by the way, I'll have a live stream tonight, probably around 10 p.m. There's no reason, ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason at all for Biden to have left 15,000 Americans in Afghanistan. U.S. troops may remain there beyond August 31st to make sure all Americans are out, the president says. Then you have the issue of 5,000 American soldiers who are now forced to be there. Then you have the issue of, God forbid, you have the issue of potential, issues where, I don't want to even use the word, but what if the adversarial group wants to just make a statement which would be a complete catastrophe? I don't think they would do that because they know that there would be overwhelming military force in terms of retaliation. But they could do what happened under Jimmy Carter. I don't even want to talk about it because it's so frightening. But you have people and scenes, people falling off of airplanes and Americans now also who are stuck there. Stories of Americans who are stuck there. And it's like, why did this happen? It was all to simply spite Trump. Okay, the way Democrats, morally superior, apoplectic, almost always wrong, but wonderful, wonderful, morally superior Democrats, the way they think is if Trump says breathe, they'll hold their breath forever. If Trump says don't fall off that cliff, don't run gleefully off that cliff, wrong, don't, that cliff is, I can't even do it now. Don't run off the cliff. I can't do it. But if he says don't run off that cliff, they're going to run gleefully off the cliff. They will do the opposite of whatever Trump says at all times. And they'll say that's morality because he has broken them spiritually and intellectually. Donald Trump has broken most liberals spiritually and also in terms of their knowledge base or their intellect. They don't know what to do anymore. They don't know how to govern. The way they govern is just simply oppose Trump mindlessly, like zombies. So you see this, what took place. And what they do is interesting. Biden has not reversed Trump's tariffs. Why? Because Trump's tariffs made sense against China, who might actually eventually invade or blockade Taiwan. We are at our weakest point right now because of Biden. It's not because of Trump. What happened the past 4 years, that Trump's words, his rhetoric, yeah, he could have toned it down, I agree. But that wasn't the reason for this meltdown in the American political establishment and media. Trump had to deal with 92 to 100, almost virtually 100% negative media coverage because they wanted him out. His approval ratings were based on the negative media coverage, not the record low unemployment, not the wages that were soaring, not being the first president to step foot in North Korea, or the Abraham Accords, or negotiating a deal to withdraw Americans and reverse U.S. foreign policy, the same failed U.S. foreign policy that the Lincoln Project people and Bush and Cheney and Rumsfeld and Clinton and Kerry and Biden got us into. Trump was a very good president. The some of his rhetoric he needed to tone down, but he was a very good president. His approval rating was based on media, more like the media meltdown. They turned him into the despot the tyrants that actually would be more appropriate in describing them. They're the ones who want to suppress dialogue, speech. I mean, you see it. I don't have Twitter, but you see it there. It's frightening. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. To spite Trump, we now have 15,000 Americans who need to leave Afghanistan. And this didn't have to happen. Give me your thoughts. Hit subscribe right now. I'll have a live stream tonight about 10 p.m.